To 17 Sobo, right?
Sobo
Yeah.
17. So yep, I last year thought about taping the ride.
Yeah.
I met so many cool people, but this year I decided to make it happen. So I got
Awesome.
a little YouTube channel start now. So we'll see what happens. So where are you guys from?
We're from Georgia, really. So
Oh, yeah?
well, yeah. So that's
Well, I
we
saw
live
a
in
Georgia
Florida.
number, but I wasn't sure.
We live in Florida now, but yeah. So
Okay.
we're from Georgia. Yeah.
What part of Florida y'all from?
Port Charlotte.
Not sure where that's at.
It's the West Coast. So
Okay.
it's, south of Sarasota.
I've heard of Sarasota.
Yeah. So is this what you do for a living now? Just
Yeah, I did a southbound hike, and I knew maybe halfway or better into my hike that I wanted to do something around it.
Yeah.
So
awesome.
I had some job offers to get back into Atlanta, and I was really trying to figure out how not to do that.
Smart man, right?
Anyway, it just worked out. So yeah, I get to do this. So it's really awesome. It allows me to kind of relive my hikes and different conversations and different things, but I just enjoyed being around the people that were hiking. So I don't know,
Sort of worked out.
it feels right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
it's a good thing. So what's y'all's story, if you have a story?
Yeah, well, she has a story, so go ahead,
Okay.
sweetie.
I have a story? What's my story?
So her grandmother passed, so and that
okay.
was her mother and all that. So it's mother and grandmother basically. So, and that's the reason we're doing the hike. So we started, we started on her day to death. So and just sort of hiking through, and we have no goals to finish fast or any of that stuff. We just enjoy it as we go, and we'll bust off trail if we have to for a little while. But
Sure.
This is just a overnighter, just a
Okay,
and come back tomorrow morning. And
I got you. Where y'all going tomorrow?
well, it sort of all got messed up a little bit because we were going to do we did the Amicalola stairs and all that stuff, and then
Right.
so then the next day, so we were going to just go up to the parking lot up top, which is then hike 1 mile south,
Right.
and then go back, right?
Right.
Well, needless to say, we had to hike 6.5 miles to get to that parking because there was a tree across the road.
Oh,
so
wow.
everything that was planned, so we realized real
Are
quickly.
you guys the ones that had the Instagram with the
Oh, with the banner?
banner?
Yeah.
that's us.
Oh, cool! I saw that yesterday. I was looking at it and I was like, yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah, so
Okay.
everything's sort of off sequence because we were supposed to be, because we're doing 14, 15 a day. We'll do this, so that's the problem, right? So you planned all that jump, and then here this stretch there's just so we just said we'll just bust off and then regroup and look at all the numbers and say where do we want to be the next time.
I gotcha. So you're just gonna go until you figure it all out?
Yeah.
Awesome.
I mean, we'll either finish or not, or we'll see, right?
Good
but
for y'all.
Our goal is to finish, but who knows, right?
Well, when you start out, that's what you want to do, but
Yeah.
there's a lot of stuff that
Take
is
you off.
out of your control
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah.
I was worried that I felt pretty good about being able to do it, but you never know what could happen. I had some nasty falls, and thank goodness nothing happened. The worst thing, I fell going up Mount Washington, and I had a pretty nasty gash on my right shin, and needed a lot of. It probably needed quite a few stitches, but I'd never
Didn't do it. Yeah.
Well, I would have. I got to a point to get off to do it the following day, and there was a guy dropping a couple of hikers off where I was in this little where the trail came out. It came out to this little road, so I was waiting there, and I was digging in my AWOL guide to see if there was anybody I could call, and this guy dropped a couple of hikers, and I was like, "Can you take me to a doctor?" And he was like, "Yeah," but he goes, "I'm gonna be honest with you, it's about 45 minutes to an hour away," and I was like, "Yeah, I'm good."
Yeah. Never mind.
I was like, I'll just and I'd planned on going into a little town in Lincoln, New Hampshire, so I saw they had a clinic. I just figured I'd just go there.
Go jump in, yeah.
So I did, except they're closed on the weekends. So it's just a big calamity of errors. But I ended up, everything was okay. This was, it was what it was.
Yeah, just keep it clean as much as
Yeah,
you
I did.
could.
I had Neosporin and big bandages, and then at different points in my hike, I'd stopped and got a little container, and I had peroxide in it and that sort of thing. But yeah. Well, I'm sorry to hear about your grandmother.
Oh, thank you.
So have you always known about the AT, or
no, not really?
That,
just how long ago, sweet? 2 years ago, maybe?
Whenever we bought that property up in North Carolina, so I guess about 3 years ago.
3 years ago, yeah.
Okay, that's about me. I didn't know a lot about it. I mean, I grew up in Tennessee, and I'd heard about it, but I didn't know. I heard about it, but I didn't know about it, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So my wife she got interested in some of the videos, and then we came up here, and the next thing you know, I'm hiking.
What sort of got me hooked on it was, sort of, we like to hike, and we all do that stuff, but, then, so Dixie, right?
Yep.
Wanderlust,
That's
right?
my wife. Got hooked on her videos.
Yeah, it's so cool, right? You watch that, and you go, well, that, and then everybody has a story or reason, or a lot of people have a story or reason,
right?
So it sort of seemed fitting with Grandma and all that. So, and here we are.
Good. You hadn't floated away yet. So that's
really.
So we actually thought we were going to float away last night.
Where did y'all stay?
Hawkeyes?
Hawk Shelter. Yeah.
Oh.
Hawk Shelter, right?
Y'all had a good hike today.
Yeah, so it's about 12 or whatever, something like that.
A little over it, somewhere around.
And we got a later start because it was pouring down rain.
Right.
That's beautiful. And then so we thought, well, we were going to bust up and do 3 more miles to Lance Creek.
Yeah.
But then our fear it said it was only 4 campsites. So I'm like, well, what if I get there?
And they're full.
The rain's coming in 6. And I'm like, well, there might be some stealth camps before there. We couldn't find any on Gut Hook or anything. So I'm like, let's forget it. You'd have
been all right through there.
Would I? Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
More than likely. I mean, if nothing else, you could have watered up and gone up above it. There's a few spots, but it's hard to tell if you never.
Yeah, you don't know, right? So I'll live and learn so through this.
But there's a lot of little areas. That's kind of like right now, you don't have to worry about that bear canister thing. But in March 1st, you have to have a bear canister between there and Neal up until June 1st. So Lance Creek is like the big stopping point for all the northbounders that are starting in March, because of course nobody wants to carry that bear canister. So that's a big area.
Is it right after Lance, the bear? I know it's in the book.
No, it's you've got to Girard Gap. So it's I think Girard maybe it's probably close to a couple miles from there, if that. But you can camp right there at Girard too. They won't say nothing, but if you go past it,
that's when they.
And they do monitor it, so they'll come through there, and you'll pay a hefty fine.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah,
it's not something you want to get.
And nobody's carrying canisters, so they just try to bust straight through it, right? I mean, because what's the distance of it? You can go all the way through in a day, I think.
Yeah, it's 5 miles. It's
okay, so
major.
Yeah.
So that's why everybody hits Lance, and then you've got 8 miles roughly 8 into Neal Gap, where Mountain Crossing is, and all that. So yeah, I think my first hike was Springer to Neal. Me and my brother-in-law did it. And we went Justice Creek, Lance Creek, Neal Gap. So we put some miles in. So did you like Three Forks?
Yeah.
Did you go down to the Long Creek Falls, that area?
No, so we just no. I mean, but one is like all the views are just shot right now.
Yeah.
Right. So we're a little disappointed in that, but we're enjoying the woods the way they are. Right. Taking pictures of stuff that's in there.
Well, where you're at, where you start tomorrow, if it clears off, you'll have some awesome views. Right up at the top there is Preacher Rock up at the top of Big Cedar Mountain.
Okay.
And it looks down into the Loniga and out, so it's really pretty. And then of course Blood Mountain. And then after that, you've got some good views, Cow Rock, and then from Cow Rock you drop down into Tenacity Gap and then go up Wildcat. That ridgeline walk there, especially now with the leaves being off the tree, that's one of my favorite hikes through there. And if you guys go, basically the AT will bend and go down into Hog Pen, and you'll see a Blue Blaze trail, and that leads out to the Whitley Gap shelter, which is 1.2 off the trail that nobody goes to. But if you go down that Blue Blaze about half a mile, you've got a beautiful overlook right there. I call it Mini Blood Mountain.
Mini Blood, yeah.
And not a lot of people go that way, obviously. No thru hikers usually go there, but it's a beautiful view. So if you got a good day, you might want to check it out. It's not that far. It may not even be half a mile. It may be a quarter mile down through there. But it's worth the little walk if it's a beautiful day.
Yeah.
Be a good place to have lunch or something.
And I do think it is supposed to clear up tomorrow afternoon.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. So I hope it does. We've had a lot of rain.
Yeah,
I mean, you guys obviously, but I mean, it's rained
it's
here
been
a
every
lot.
day.
It's
Yeah.
like every, I don't know, last year and this year it's rained a bunch. So yeah, the guys that started last year got drenched in it. I hope
They got frozen too.
they did. Yeah, we had a cold snap in March and early April they got hammered twice. So.
Which we can get the same thing. You just
Yeah.
never
Yeah,
know. Right?
you don't. You really don't.
Thought about the CDT or anything?
Yeah, not the CDT.
PCT?
PCT. No, I didn't think. I thought my thru hiking days were over until I started taking people to the trail, and then I got the itch.
Yeah, you're like, man, I need to do this.
Yeah, it was like, God, dang. My wife's gonna really not like the. She's really.
Get her involved with watching one of the videos on
Yeah,
YouTube.
no, she's cool with it. She's actually the one that got me onto the trail. So,
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Well, it was great meeting you
Yeah,
guys.
yeah,
Thank y'all for calling.
Yeah.
So what time
Thank
tomorrow
you.
morning, sweetie?
I was thinking 7.